The main Alpine summer climbing season is from July to early September, and that's when the huts and the lifts are all open. If you're going either side of that, then you do need to check that the huts are open if you want to use huts, and that the lifts are operating at the time you want to use them. If you go earlier in the season, then there's likely to be more snow, so you'd have to be prepared for that. Later in the season, then the crevasses can be more open, so some routes might not be possible. If you go in the shoulder seasons, it might be possible to use the winter rooms at the hut, but you would need to research that beforehand. So if you're staying in an Alpine hut, you will be provided blankets and also the option of meals as well, breakfast and dinner. And you need to book those huts beforehand. It gives you a huge advantage when you go onto your route. You haven't needed to carry so much stuff in, and you're well set up for getting going on your route the next morning. If you're staying in winter rooms, you will need to take more things. And it's good to find out what the winter room actually provides, because it may have facilities to cook or it may not. And it usually has blankets that you can use, so you don't need to take a sleeping bag, but you should check again. And you'll need to take your own food and cook your own food when you go there. But they provide good shelter in a convenient location often for a lot of the routes that you want to do, and they're available in the shoulder seasons and out of the main season when the hut would be open. If you're going very out of season, then the valley facilities like campsites also might not be open, so you would need to check that if you wanted to use them. Personally, I love climbing in June in the Alps. The big advantage for me is that there's a lot less people. And if I go out prepared for potentially snowy conditions or heat wave and warm conditions, then actually I can get some really great routes done. And I've enjoyed climbing the Metalligi on the Eiger in June and the Hornli on the Matterhorn with very few other people about. So, although there is a cost related to staying in huts, there are huge benefits also because you're not carrying as much, and you can have a relatively comfortable night that sets you up well for your climb the next day. You can reduce the cost a bit by being a member of an Alpine club, and then you can get a discount in most huts then.